And you won't learn a language if you're only focusing on technique, because technique isn't all. And it's not gonna work if you only focus on mindset, because just thinking about it is not gonna make it happen. You won't be able to do it if you're not having... I just finished filming the last episode of my podcast, which is all about how to have the right language learning mindset. And I've been thinking a lot about this topic lately. A lot of you are overly focused on the technique when you should be focusing on consistency and mindset instead, because technique is only like 20% of successful language learning. And that means that if you're over focusing on technique, you are not going to really be able to learn a language. I like to give myself huge reminders every day to stay consistent. I try to go to the library once a week. I try to keep things in different languages popping all the time on my phone, like on my Instagram and on my YouTube. And I have those reminders because it helps me stay consistent, which is like the number one thing when you're learning a language. Listen, language learning is all about exposure. The more you are in contact with the language, observing the words, the grammar, the culture, and the essence of the language, the more you will be able to produce it. The more you are there being consistent, the more chances you have to actually improve. For me, it's just always been more about constant and continued exposure. And the times where I haven't been consistent are the times where I haven't learned anything. And I don't expect you to have a perfect routine of like 30 minutes or 1 hour every single day of your freaking life. I don't expect you to be perfect and never fail. That's not what I'm saying. It's just not possible. Listen, you are human, and there are gonna be days when you're tired. There are gonna be days when you don't wanna do it. There are gonna be days when you're too busy with life and work and everything. What I'm telling you is that you should at least try to do every single day, because when you try, you're more likely to get there. Because aiming for that 7-day full week of study is gonna help you learn more and more often. Even if you do just 6 days, 6 days is better than just once a week. And once you set it out as a daily routine, it's gonna just stick, it's gonna be there, and you're gonna miss it when you don't do it. Why don't you leave me down below how much study time did you do this week? Was it 1 hour? Was it 6 hours? Did you do the full week? Let me know in the comments. But also think about what helped you stay disciplined, or what made you fail. Anyway, so consistency probably takes like 60% of what language learning is all about. If you're not consistent, there's no way in hell you're gonna learn, because you need constant, continued exposure. Constant, continued exposure. Got it? So we agree that 20% of language learning is having the right technique. Having the right technique will allow you to learn the language the right way. Then there's the 60% that is all about consistency, because we need continued exposure, right? But there's the 20% remaining. Let's figure out what that's all about. Dare to guess? Mindset. You must have a positive mindset and think that you are actually gonna do it, and debunk all of the myths and all of the limiting beliefs that rhymed, and set it in your head that you can actually learn a language. You must understand that just with technique, it's not gonna happen. You need to have a full-on 100%. That means mindset, that means consistency, and that means the 20% of technique. So you need all three. And think about some polyglots that are great, like Luca Lampariello or Ikena or Lindy Botes or Ollie Richards or Steve Kaufman. They all have the same idea. They differ in technique, which is the 20%, which really doesn't matter that they differ because it's all different for everyone. But they all agree on one thing: consistency and continued exposure. Got it? And you won't learn a language if you're only focusing on technique, because technique isn't all. Technique is gonna get boring. It's not gonna work if you only focus on mindset, because just thinking about it is not gonna make it happen. You definitely will not learn a language if you're not consistent. You won't be able to do it if you're not having continued exposure. So give your 100%, put all of those little pieces to work. So before you give up language learning, try being more consistent, try having more fun, try being more positive, and see how it works out for you. Now I want you to drop a like if you made it all the way into this video. Thank you so much. This means the whole world to me, because I prepared this video to be this long for a reason. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.